What's up guys, it's TheMiddleAgedGamer here, bringing you another Train Simulator 2013 video. Today I'm doing the Granite via Wycon scenario. It's not the career scenario, it's just the regular scenario. Okay, and as you can see in the top left hand side, I do have the Raildriver hardware that I'm going to be using for this video. Let's go ahead and bring up what we have to do next. So we got to go via Cheyenne, New Way West. Let's go ahead and get this forward, make sure the brake's off, and we'll give it a little bit of throttle. Keep it under 15 miles per hour. I guess the best way to do this is just throttle on every now and then. And so for those that haven't used the Raildriver before, this is going to be the throttle right here. You can see the miles per hour on the top left hand side. It does round up or down depending on where you're at. And got a bunch of other levers on here. This is going to be the locomotive brake or dynamic brake depending on how you set it up. And this is going to be the train brake right there. Going to give it a little bit more throttle, get closer to 15. There we go. And got the horn right here. A few other gadgets over here, the bell for one, and then all these switches down here do different things, bringing up the task menu, different views. You can do the glare shield, and I personally programmed that, so you can do all sorts of stuff with the buttons down here, reprogram it. For the most part though, it is set up fairly well with the drivers that this Raildriver comes with. I did have to tweak a couple of things though. Bit more throttle there. So looks like we have to go via Cheyenne, then go via the Wycon approach, then drop off some cars and stop at the Wycon Nitrate 8, I believe it looks like. So I may end up failing this. I don't know exactly what to do offhand, but we'll find out here in a minute. Zoom in. We can switch sides of the cab here with these buttons down in the bottom right. We also have lights that we can turn on, so I'm going to go ahead and get the lights on. And of course we have the wipers we can turn on as well right there. And I'm still using, I could set up the bottom right to move around the cab, but I am still using the mouse to look around when I want to. Quite a bit. Speed on up a little bit. It says we need to go via the Wycon approach right now. About 4 miles to go. We'll be speeding up here to about 20 miles per hour, then 35 shortly after that. It looks like there's no time limit on this scenario. Excuse me. So I'm not too concerned with trying to keep it up as fast as possible. I'm just going to be as safe as possible where it's more realistic. just under 3.5 miles to go to Wycon approach. Anyways, if you guys have any comments, questions about the Raildriver or train simulator, you can feel free to go ahead and leave a comment. If you have the Raildriver, I'd be curious as to what you think. I particularly really like it. However, on the internet, when I was reading through some forums, I did see a bunch of people who didn't like the Raildriver for various reasons. It did take a lot of tweaking to get it to work properly with the game, but I think anybody that has common computer sense can figure it out, and didn't have too many issues with it. As you can see over here, I also got that subway simulator. Pretty cool game. As far as Volume 1, which is what this is, you can't use the Raildriver with it. At least I haven't figured it out how to yet. But Volumes 2 and 3, I think, come pre-programmed so you can use the Raildriver properly. So I ordered Volume 2 and 3 for future videos. Coming in from England, actually, so we'll see what happens. But I'll be making some videos on that as well. Up now. About 55 here. Again, trying to go as fast as possible without really pushing the speed, since it's not on a timetable on the standard scenario. And I'm not sure if it's going to make me slow down at this light or not. I guess we'll find out here shortly. Just have a yellow light up here, double yellow light. There we go, so we didn't have to slow down at all. Only thing I don't particularly care for is the throttle. I wish it was a bit more accurate, but each locomotive is pre-programmed to move up or down by a certain percentage. Got an intersection coming up. And I really wish that could be reprogrammed so I can get a bit more accuracy as far as if I want to notch it up 1 or 2%. I wish I could. Can't do that as of yet though. Shut the throttle off since we got use a train brake on this since it slows down the entire train fairly quickly. We can also use the locomotive brake as well. Let's get a bit more train brake. Green light up ahead. As you can see, there's a train waiting on us right now. Get a bit more power. We can get out of this guy's way. this is where the accuracy would come in for the throttle itself. I wish we could just do 1 or 2%, but it starts off at 9, goes to 13, so I end up cutting it on and off. It says Wycon scale, so it looks like we need to drop off a few carts that we have right now. Going up a 1% grade, so you can see it slowing down quite a bit. And just going in and out on the throttle. Don't have to keep it above 15 or right at 15. And so what we're going to do is drop off a couple carts here at the scale. Go ahead and get into the coupler screen here, and I've got to get rid of, see, 702 all the way to 740, so basically all of these right here. There we go. Now we need to move up to stopping at the next area. Take the brakes off, give it a bit of throttle here. Off the coupler screen right now. There we go. Go. Now we're going to have to go ahead and reverse. Just got to wait out the time here. You can see at the bottom left. Similar to dropping off passengers into London, the Bryant route. And so it says dispatch after coupling cars at Wycon, wait at the exit signal for 5284 or 5248 eastbound to pass. Contact me when you are ready. So let's go ahead. Got the brake on. We're going to turn it in reverse here. And we're going to change the back coupling. And let's go ahead and get on the exterior view of the back here. We can zoom in and out, left and right with the Raildriver here. And let's go ahead and give it some throttle forward, take off the brake. Got to be a little bit more careful because we are going downhill here. So give it to about 10 and just kind of let it coast down. will break off real fast. The second we use the mouse to just turn it real quick. You could also use this as well. Make sure I don't hit it too hard. Alright, stopped a little before, that's alright. Give it a little bump. Go. Now we got to stop at the, what is that, Wycon reverse, which is what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and go back to the very back using the Raildriver button, and let's go ahead and start reversing again. Again, just got to be careful not to go over the speed limit of 15 miles per hour there. See if the locomotive brake can help slow it down. Looks like it's slowing the rise down just a bit. Take it off for now. Yeah, looks like we do have a train coming. Yep. So we are going to have to brake up here, make sure we don't hit this train that's has the right of way on the track. Let's go ahead and turn the brake on here. Anyways, good view of the train right there. Brakes, but we did get stopped where we needed to, and as you can see, it's quite a long train moving at a fairly fast pace, probably about 55 miles per hour, somewhere in there. Alright, let's go ahead and get the signal there. It was denied. And you can request a signal on the Raildriver. I'm just using the mouse since I have it right next to it. Still denied. Maybe it'll turn automatically. We'll wait to see here for a minute. Train's definitely gone. Should get permission, hopefully. Nope. So we'll sit here and wait another minute. I don't think another train's coming, no. Still being denied, even though the track is cleared. Good thing we're not on a timetable. We have a minute here to do this. And our ETA for the Wycon reverse is 1542, so hopefully it'll change here at 1541. Give us a minute to back up. There we go. Got the caution to go ahead and reverse. Take the brake off, take the locomotive brake off, and let's go ahead and start reversing. I'm also going to go to the exterior of the front so we can see when we need to start braking again. Anyways, got a medium-sized train here, nothing too long compared to some of the scenarios, which is fine by me. Pick up and go a little bit easier. Turn the locomotive brake on full just to kind of keep the speed steady. Apply the brake since we're past the switch. Let's go ahead and get back into the cab view now. Okay. Forward. Stop for a minute, looks like. Okay, now we got permission to proceed forward. Just hoping we don't have to switch that track back. It doesn't look like we do, but make sure real quick. Let's get rid of the task list there. Good to go, about 31%. Let's go ahead and push it up a bit. Getting down on a timetable, so I'm not really maxing out the engines. But I do want to get up to 55 a bit quicker than this. And we got to stop at the Bori approach, which is in about 3 3/4 of a mile, a little bit over that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the Raildriver. I think it is a good piece of hardware. You know, I have money to buy it. Money is not really an issue at this stage of my life, but if I was a younger guy or a younger lad, depending on what country you're watching from, maybe a little bit hesitant to buy something that's fairly expensive like this, especially if you have to tweak after you buy it. But if you got the money, or if you really, really love train sim games, I definitely recommend getting the Raildriver, and by no means do I work for that company at all. Give it a bit more throttle. I really wish they put in the game where if you didn't use the horn at the intersections that you would get deducted for that. I think it would add a little bit of a realism and safety aspect into the game. Hopefully 2014 that happens. We'll wait to kind of find out about that though. Alright, so the Bory approach is in 2 3/4 of a mile now. I'll leave it at 65 throttle. Again, I'm not in any rush at all. Nope, we only live once. Let's go ahead and put it up to 100%. Hear the engines blaring there. I'm sure the boss running the company would hate this with the amount of fuel I'm burning, but this is how it is. Got a 1.5% incline here, and still barely climbing up. Actually, I don't think we're even climbing up in speed right now. Let's go and get into our task list here. So we got to stop at about 1 3/4 of a mile. Just want to make sure we do that. Another intersection coming up, as you can see alongside the track. You see it's like a little W. Just gotta make sure we blow the horn for the intersection. Have a yellow light coming up, which we do. It's going to signal that we're about a mile away from the Bory approach where we need to stop at. Go ahead and cut back throttle right now. And let's bring up our task list and let's see how far off it is. Not sure why we're stopping on the main track here, but I'm not questioning the game by any means. Some train break there. About a half a mile to go. Cruise up the hill just a bit. Again, we're not on a timetable, so I'm in no immediate rush. Anyways, if you guys have been playing any other type of train simulators, feel free to let me know. I'll be making some videos on a couple more. If you have any suggestions, then I will definitely make a few videos for it. Let's go ahead. I think this is going to be stopping a bit early, but let's go ahead and try it. You know, if you go past it, you will fail the mission. No, it's not close enough. Let's go ahead and pull up here. Bit hard to get going on a 1.5% incline. Eventually I will set up the camera a bit different so you can see directly above what I'm doing, because I know from an angle it's kind of hard to see with my hands in the way here. Again, I don't want to go too far because you will fail the mission, so hopefully we're still good after this point. Feet, 250, 200. Let's go ahead and make our stop here. Lets me stop 70 feet. I'm kind of curious for next time I play this. Nope, still wants me to do the 70 feet. Which is fine with me. I'll know next time I play this route exactly what to do. So 60 feet. 40. There we go. So stopped at the Bori approach. You can see on the task list what's coming up next. Got about a 10-mile stretch before we get into Granite, I believe. Yeah, before we get into Granite in the loop area. So let's go ahead and get back at it. Get rid of that task menu, take off the brake, and then start off at 26% just to get going for a minute. Just want to avoid the wheel slip, especially since we're on the slope. It's about 1.2% of the slope right now. Slowly increase the throttle. Make sure we're not doing anything wrong. Worried about what speed this is going to have to bring me to. Looks like I do have a green light though. Okay, so that's only 30, which is good. So I was going to bring it back down to 15 or 20. Looks like we'll probably be making the switch to the right here. We're not on timetable. I guarantee we would be not be making good time. Can't talk today. strange how they have engineers in every single window. There's no one right there. They have 8 engineers on that train. How many engineers does it take to run a train? That's what I want to know. I'm going to give it a bit more throttle here. And take a look at the notebook. So, going via main 1 west. And head into the east leg. About 55. Frame rate while I'm playing right now is about 30 to 35, not the best. I am running SLI cards, but I really haven't been able to get this game optimized quite yet. I think I gotta work on one of these days. It goes usually up to about 40 and it dips down every now and then. I'd really like to get this game running at least 60 constantly, even when you got a lot of things going on. This little house over there to the right. Some nice detail in there. Give it a bit more throttle here. Check the task list one more time. This is going to be our long stretch. About 8 3/4 mile to go. So again, if you're just joining us, I am the middle-aged gamer, literally middle-aged and gaming. And feel free to subscribe on my YouTube. I think I have 2 or 3 subscribers right now, but that's alright. I know not everybody is a fan of train simulators, boat simulators, etc. I do like all types of games. I'm not gonna lie, I do play Battlefield and a few other games. But when I come home from a long day's worth of work, I do enjoy stuff like Train Simulation and Euro Truck Simulator, Ship Simulator, Extremes, games like that, just because it helps me relax. I don't want to come home and play Call of Duty and have 10-year-old kids screaming at the top of their lungs with ADD. You know, it's just not a good way to go out before the end of the night. Check the signal up here. Looks like we have a green light, which is good. And still on a 1.5% incline here. Go ahead and throttle up just a bit more. Up ahead coming for us. Looks like that's going fairly quickly. And as you can see, we've got a speed reduction to 45 coming up. Haven't even hit 45. Not in a rush to either, so have no issues with that. But still got quite a ways to go. About 7.5 miles still. It's gonna be the kind of the longest leg of the journey, so to speak. And there's our speed reduction marker. Also, another thing on YouTube, if you're watching the video, make sure you're watching it in HD. I know if you just hit play on the YouTube videos, you're not getting the full effect of what this game looks like. doing under 45, so no worries on that. Making pretty good time now as far as distance and mileage. Just getting to under 7 miles right now. Bring up the task list again, just make sure. Still pushing uphill with a 1.5% grade. And just getting to 6 miles to go. Hit the east leg in Granite. Again, if you guys have any suggestions for the videos I've been making, or any videos you'd like to see, feel free to go ahead and leave some comments. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, help build my fan base. And I get it, I'm fairly boring, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be some kid screaming at the microphone at the top of my lungs, so I understand if you don't subscribe or don't like these videos. But if you're a bit older and need games to help relax, then I'm sure you will like this and like these types of videos as well. Still tracking fairly quickly. Cut back the throttle just a little bit. About 43 miles per hour right now. Got the intersection coming up ahead. I haven't run this route in a while, so I forget how the ending goes. As you can tell throughout the route, I really haven't had a clue what's going on, which is a good thing. I mean, you don't want to know the exact intersections or exactly what you have to do. It'd be just way too easy. Just under 4.25 miles to go. You see the dirt piling up on the windscreen or windshield, whatever you want to call it. And pretty good variety on the trains passing us as far as what they're carrying or what's loaded. Good detailing in the overpass there. Hopefully you can't see the messages in the top right. That's one of my Steam buddies and brother-in-law. I'm sure he'll be talking some more shit if I don't answer him pretty soon, but I'm making a video, so hopefully it doesn't ruin the video. So going under the overpass, pretty iconic in my opinion right there. And got another overpass coming up, which I think is very, very good detailing on the developer's part. As you can see, I'm not working any controls on the Raildriver right now. I'm letting the train do its thing. So the speed limit to increase to 55. I'm not going to really change anything. Again, I'm in no rush with no timetable being on here. As you can see, I'm staying mostly in the cab. I did get outside the cab to do the Wycon reverse earlier in the video. Technically, if I was trying to be as realistic as possible, I would have stayed in this cab and been careful backing up. But it makes it a little bit easier when you're able to get outside the cab for an exterior view. So it's up to you if you guys want to get into the exterior views. I think the detailing is very, very nice when you're looking at the exterior. But this is a simulator, you gotta keep that in mind. So how much or how real do you want it to be, or how fun do you want it to be? And that's just completely up to you on what you want to do. I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way to do it. I prefer to stay in cab as much as possible though. Alright, so it looks like we got a double yellow light coming up, which means we're going to have to slow down here shortly. That single yellow light either way. Got something coming up fairly soon, and you can see we've got about 2.25 miles to go to Granite East Leg. And you can see the messed up electrical poles on the left hand side. And feel free to watch the arrival of the Thunderheads video to figure out why those are not perfectly straight. I think you'll understand once you watch that video. Okay, so still doing about 42 miles per hour right now. Haven't changed anything as far as the throttle goes. Did have a yellow light, so I think we're coming up to a reduction in speed here fairly soon. And got an intersection coming up as well. I believe. Like 55 on the bottom though. Go ahead and let off the throttle. Let's see. Speed reduction is quite significant. That one that's coming up, going to be going down to about 20 miles per hour. And to be on the safe side, I'm going to get to about 15 or so before I hit the first intersection, just in case. You never know, they might throw in a left curveball, or you never know with the developers. A lot of times it won't say there's a reduction, but it will go down to 15 or so, even though the next one says 20. Again, in no rush. Not worried about getting the fastest time possible on this particular route. It's not a career scenario, it's just a standard scenario for the Sherman Hill route. light right here. And we got a green light on the right track, so we're going to be switching up here from what it looks like. And so the developer's not tricking us, of course, as you can see. They just brought it down to 20 miles per hour. Still going to keep it around 15 though. Down a little bit, especially since we're changing the track so often. There we go. Turn that throttle a bit since we're not going up the hill. And let's bring up our task list here. So we're going to go through the inner loop and then a couple cars after that. Let's go to the right here real quick. Pretty good draw distance and good view there on top of the hill. Kind of scenery we want to see. Downhill slightly here. Take the throttle off here. Could be going a bit faster. If I was on a timetable, I'd want to be doing about 20 miles per hour right now. And no rush whatsoever. If you guys are watching the video to this point, I did have one question. Has anybody actually had to use the glare shield? If not, I'm hoping that's something the developer adds in some of the future scenarios, but I guess we'll wait and see on that. Speed it up just a bit. I think going to the left, going the inner loop, I'm assuming. There we go. Close to the end here. Under a half mile to go. assume we're going to go past the reverse point, which is what it basically says on here. And then we're going to go ahead and reverse and couple into the gravel car to complete our assignment, which is good. Another thing I'd like to see on future scenarios, I'd love to do this part and then have to take the entire train back, and they even unload and load it in the different areas. We'll wait to see if they ever change that or not. Let's go ahead and get to an exterior view here. And let's get this turned around. We'll use the Raildriver this time. Make sure we're not going to hit anything. See the switch up ahead, so we got to get the entire train past the switch and then do a quick reverse. Got two guys watching me up here, make sure I don't kill anybody. Oddly enough, they're dressed exactly the same, must be twins. Let's go and get to the exterior here. And I love the modeling on the train, especially going around a corner. You can see all the carts and the locomotives or engines up front. And start slowing the train down. Make sure we're not going to hit anything out front. That should be good. Again, just taking my time and absolutely no rush. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but on some of these scenarios you're really starting to get stressed out trying to make certain time. Let's go and bring up our task list here, and it's going to get the brake, or the train stopped, the train brake, which is this one right here. Okay, and let's get going in reverse, which is the reverser right here. And let's go ahead and switch the track behind us, and we'll take off the task list because I know it takes away from the view. And let's go ahead and start reversing right now. Do that fast at first. And this should be the last objective in the scenario, is coupling here. Haven't sped at all, haven't had any invalid consist glitches, which if you don't know what that is, check out my invalid consist video. Let's go ahead and slow down a bit though. And I haven't passed any stopping points either. I'm just going to take my time coupling to the rest of the cars. Give you a nice shot of what we're going to couple to. Again, hopefully future scenarios we can take the entire load back. I know this is quite a long scenario, but I wouldn't mind having a 4 or 5 hour scenario either. Give it a bit more throttle here. Go. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the scenario. And again, this is the Middle-Aged Gamer. I definitely appreciate you guys watching, and you can see excellent driving 99.992% of the time. That's basically 100%. No AI translate, no... Oh, we did have an operational error. You can see we had 2. So we did have wheel slippage 0.002% of the time, and then freight comfort level exceeded 0.006% of the time. And that could have been when I was going on one of those junctions. I was doing about 14-15, but you just 14-15 miles an hour, but you just never know. Either way, this is the Middle-Aged Gamer. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe or comment on my videos, and I'll see you next time.